Hi, this is John Anthony. This is the week 3 assignment. Um, so far, I have everything set up. This is my workspace, my workbench. I have the upper that I'm going to be installing this scope on. Um, right now in the back, just have my tools. This is the only piece of firearm that I have. No lower on it. It's just the upper. There's no live ammunition. Safe behind me with all my weapons, and it is closed. Um, First thing, first thing I used, or first thing I unpacked was the West Hunter optics. These are going to be the low Picatinny rings. I use this because the optic that we're going to use is also a West Hunter. Just want to keep it the same. I already tightened it down. These are the rings that's on it. Next step, what we're going to do, um, we're going to use these alignment rods, and we're going to fasten these things in with the rings. I'm going to pretty much get these locked in there. Once we get these locked in there, these alignment rods going to pretty much tell me um, if my rings are pretty much stable and they're aligned with each other. You know, alignment with these rings are very good to have on your optic. Less stressed on it. Everything's aligned during the recoil, during the shooting. It's good for longevity and alignment on your optic. Let's put this last one in. I'm gonna put 2 screws in right now. When it's time for lapping and all that, I'll put more. Um, I do have my lapping bar over here that I got from SDI. Got the lapping compound that I am going to put in there to do the lapping. Trying to do this in one shot. I'm not good at editing. So I'm going to try to do all this in one shot. It's been a long week with the freeze, working 72 hours straight at work and stuff. Been pretty difficult, so I'm glad I got time to knock this project out. Okay. Right now, move the camera a little bit. This is what I have. You can tell it is a little off. I could put it a little closer so you can tell, but I can already see from my perspective that it is off by a good amount. Um, Obviously, from the naked eye, somebody will say that, oh yeah, that's in line. You're good to go. It looks pretty good to me. But um, shooting and accuracy, and when it comes down to stuff like this, if you have a high dollar optic, you want this thing to be good to go. You want it to be aligned. You don't want that extra stress on your tube, your glass, and you don't want any of that on there. Gonna take that off. Took this rod out. Things are pretty heavy. Took this one out. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to lap. I got the 220 grit lapping compound. Since we got the tops off on everything, we're going to do a before and after. Got the machine pieces in here. So just remember how that looks right now. There's like this little piece of fabric in there, but we will see how this lapping bar and this lapping compound does. Put a nice generous amount. pretty much using this, smoothing out and even these rings with this lapping bar. A nice generous amount, so smoothing and even these surfaces out. Alright. Once my compound is on there, I'm gonna close that up, put this to the side. I'll place my laughing bar in. Moves pretty nice, but what I'm gonna do, put my compound on. And we're gonna secure this thing in. You can already see the lapping compound coming out one side. Obviously, you're gonna get that, especially when you start lapping these rings. You're gonna see that excess come out. And I mean, with this already, I would have always preferred just um, enough instead of not enough. Okay, not too tight, because you're not gonna be wrenching down your optic. Oh, all right. So have down in there. It's not too tight work. Oh, can't move, but it should be able to. So these rings are pretty much, they're tightened on my Picatinny rail. The bases are aligned. The tops, just because, user error, not user error, machinist error. Everything is not exact all the time. This lapping bar is fine grit. It's going to make sure these rings are pretty aligned. And them being aligned, the lapping compound is smoothing the top ring out. It's going to make sure, I mean, it's not really, taking chunks of metal out, but it is like smoothing the metal that is on there out. You can already tell it's starting to work because the lapping bar is actually changing colors right now from that 220 grit. All right. My dog is behind me. He thinks this is pretty boring. Next thing I do is take these rings off. We're going to clean out the lapping compound. Make sure I don't have, the gunk everywhere. Going to clean out these two pieces. You can tell that it did get in there pretty well. You can definitely tell it did get in there pretty well. I'm gonna clean this out. Until the lapping bar takes job on these parts, it's totally different of the color. And clean that gunk off just so not compound just sitting on the desk. Get all the compound out of here. Oh, piece of cloth. Honestly, I might redo this just because that cloth came out and I kind of want a better finish on it without that tape in there. So I'm gonna try to speed through this real quick. And if it doesn't take too long. And once I do that, I put the scope on. Make sure it's good to go. The lapping compound back on my rings. By the way, this is the first time doing this. I am a red dot guy. Unless, I try to go out for trial for SWAT team on my department. That's red dots are pretty much the only thing I'm gonna be using. No scopes. Didn't use one in the military. Use red dots. Use it on my handgun and use it on my rifle right now. So, scopes are new to me. That's why I really think this class is interesting and pretty happy with taking this class. Get to learn something, especially something I'm interested in, something I haven't been exposed to. These long handle Allen wrenches are amazing to use. They did come with their own Allen wrenches, but you can't beat these. You can already feel that first turn is pretty tight. It's not really woolly. Kind of want to lap this thing until this lapping bar kind of moves freely. That's actually moving pretty well. Bear with me again. Take this thing out of there, clean it off, put the scope on. And that should pretty much conclude everything. I know SDI did send these. These are another set of rings. These are high mounts. Pretty much the exact same thing. And it's sent multi-slot base, like a Picatinny slot. Since I am using a firearm that already has a upper of a firearm that already has Picatinny, didn't really need to use those. And 2 sets of rings, which pretty cool. So if I decide to buy another scope, you know, start expanding on my scope usage and zeroing, mounting, lapping. I can do different stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. All right. See the lapping bar, get this compound removed. Gotta clean this thing off pretty well. Got compound everywhere. Cool thing already. You know, without the tape, metal on metal action moves pretty freely. Now, I'll show you one more rings. Cleaning it, you can tell where the lapping bar was removing some of that metal to even out that thing. I'm gonna clean this one up, clean my lapping bar, and put these alignment rods back in. This one is not as worn. Probably didn't need that much of adjustment compared to, you know, this other one. Lapping bar, 2 different colors. Pretty cool. Yeah, and it works. Alright. Go ahead and clean this one. You can tell lapping bar did its job on this end as well. Good. Alright. I just want to get these things pretty clean. Put some cleaning solution on there. Rings clean. Seems like most of the lapping solution or compound came down to the bumps of the rings from all that turning. It's crazy. Doesn't even seem like there's that much lacquering compound, or that the lacquering compound like did. It's like not, the rings aren't totally different color. A lot of stuff didn't come off. Doesn't seem like it did a whole lot, but I can already tell without putting these in all the way, these alignment bars are pretty dang spot on. That is crazy. Pretty dang spot on. So to finish that, I'm gonna try as quickly as possible. I know this video's run long. Luckily, this is going on YouTube, so you just fast forward, skip through the different parts, and don't have to worry about 3-hour upload. Just send you a raw video. Taking this off. Almost complete this ring lap and lab. A lot of rods. Putting the scope on. Now, when you want to scope, you do a lot of reading in here, hearing people talk. One of some of the most important things, especially about something like this, is position the scope. Make sure you have good eye relief, so you can see through the scope. Not gonna lie, not dealing with scopes, not dealing with installing them. Honestly, never even using a scope. Even in my 7 years in the military, years of law enforcement, not using them. I didn't even, it's crazy to say, I didn't even know the scope, the smaller end, went this way on the firearm. That's why I dropped this, because I'm an embarrassment not knowing that. And I've been putting 2 screws in, just getting them set, and we're gonna put all of them in. One, 2, 3, 4. This one has all 4. There it is, last one. Obviously, I'm gonna refer to the manual for tolerances before you start shooting. Make sure these are all torqued down to to where they need to be. I like going at an angle. I like cross tightening. There you go. Scope is placed on the rifle. Thank you for your time. I know it took a while, but we are on there now. Thank you for your time.